Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is June 14th. It is 4 o'clock. Hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. They come and go so fast. We haven't had the best of weather this weekend, so I've done a lot of working in the craft room. The afternoons have gotten a little bit better, but really not good enough to get out in the pool. So anyway, I've gotten a lot of work done. I guess that's a good thing. Before I get too far into this, let me make sure I am going live on the right page. Yes, okay. And that you can hear me. Bear with me a second. Can you hear me? Let's see. Well, I can't hear myself. So what's going on? Give me just a second. I have no audio. Why is that? Well, I can't hear myself. There we go. Okay. So what's going on? Give me just a second. All right, so you can hear me. I'm in the right spot. You guys, we are making the cutest card today. Check it out. In time for pool season. This is using the Splash and Relax bundle. This is a May online exclusive. If you guys are not checking out those online exclusives, you are missing out. I'm beginning to think that some of our best products are online. And that used to not be, but it is now. But look at this card. Okay, you guys, are you ready to be wowed? Isn't that fun? I have to give props to Sherry Vick. She is my downline, and she shared that wonderful fun fold with me. So thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. It has turned out to be the cutest card. I am going to try something different on today's video. I'm going to try to turn it this way. When I was making it and done with it, I really felt like, because the last thing I always do is put my sentiment on there, I really wanted it this way so that I could have put my sentiment down here instead of across the top. I mean, it's cute either way, but so I'm going to try to make today's version this way. We'll see how it works. So, all right, before we get into that, I'm going to pull that to the side. I'm going to do some very quick housekeeping, if I can find all my stuff. Bear with me a second. How many of you guys took advantage of the free shipping? I did. Hi, Mom. How are you? Free shipping. We had that, and I hope you guys saw it. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which normally they do it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so they kind of changed it up on us. But if you turned in an order of $75 or more, you got free shipping, which, I mean, it's kind of like getting something on sale because you're saving, I mean, shipping's 20 bucks, 14 bucks, depending on how much you order, of course. But so I took advantage of that. There was some things that I needed. 3 levels of creativity is what Stampin' Up! Offers. We have something for everyone. So we have our step-by-step instruction kits. We have for the easy level 1. For level 2, we have a quick and easy mix and match option, which I've showed that where it's at in the catalogs. Those are just kind of a select amount of products that are created to mix and match and go together, so that you can buy those certain items, not have to have a craft room full of stuff, and you can put the cards together however you want. Now there are some samples using the products in the catalog. If you wanted to case it, you could. But really, you get to use your creativity and put it together the way you want just by using those products, and everything mixes and matches so well that your card's going to turn out looking great. So, and then of course we have level 3, creativity your own way. Anything goes. Most of our catalog, you just find a stamp that you love, find some paper that you love, and put it all together. So it's a lot of fun. If you ever have any questions on anything, where to find something, you thought you saw something, now you don't, let me know. Holler at me. That's what I'm here for. And with there being so many things, of course the catalogs, but you know, the last chance items, the online exclusives, the kits, www.stampinup.com is the best place to shop. And if you just hit the shop button, and I think you get to select, like if you want to see deals or specials or bundles, you can shop that way. But if you just hit the shop button, it'll put it all in order. Excuse me. And it's usually what has come out the soonest. So, you know, the July exclusives will be on there July 1st. So that's what you will see at the top. So usually if you just hit shop all, you'll see what's most current, what's the newest, I guess is the best way to say it. Back real quick to the step-by-step instructions, the kits. We do have them in scrapbooking and card making. So we've got, again, something for everybody. So if you're a scrapper, a card maker, whatever, we've got you covered. Our scrapbooking ones are called scrapbook workshops. This is an old one, but you get everything that you need to make those 3 2-page layouts. And there's instructions. It shows you how to cut the paper, everything. The card kits come in the brown box. Again, stampinup.com is where you can find all of these. Just to show you some of the most recent, they do come out with 2 kits every month. So these are constantly revolving in and out the door. The last 2 that came out this month were the Shaded Petals kit and the Wishes of Gratitude kit. So both of them are a floral kit. Florals do sell, believe it or not. That is what most people buy. But the 2 for the month before that, so May, would have been Serene Scenes kit, which I think is more of a masculine. I love that kit. I don't have it yet. I am so far behind, guys. It's not even funny. And the Pretty Party kit. Things should start slowing down for me now that it's summer. So hopefully I can get caught up. I am bound and determined to open the latest Paper Pumpkin kit. This was the kit for May. So this was the sparkling celebrations. It had the little lanterns, the fun window that I kept talking about. I really want to open this up and play with it. So hopefully I will get that done this week. The Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription kit. You do have to subscribe and become a member for that. You don't have to get one each month. You can start it and stop it, but you do need to sign up and be a member to get those. We get sneak peeks. We never get to see the full kit until it gets to our door. The one that we should get this week is the Bikes and Blooms, and I am bound and determined to get this one put together, played with before that one arrives. I keep saying deadlines, deadlines, deadlines. Okay, we also offer more than just supplies. we do offer classes. So if you want to know how to scrapbook and you're new at it, take one of our album or our scrapbooking retreat classes. These are all virtual. They do them again for scrapbooking and for cards. And the craft classes just kind of go over ideas and how to like mix papers together. So different techniques, stuff like that. The current one that we are offering is the Scenic Coast. This is on June 18th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. The cost for the Scenic Coast craft class is $30. It's item 171476. When you sign up, they will send you an email, and there is a private Facebook group that they will let you come in and watch and participate and talk and chat. They're a lot of fun if you've never done one. Now, you don't have to have the items and make the cards just like they do. You can use what you have on hand already and just make it with different products and use their tips, techniques, and all that. So, but if you want to make it exactly like they do, you will need the Scenic Coast Suite Collection, which is item 167786. This was my favorite suite in the catalog. I have not used it yet. I am saving it for the month of August. Just because I wanted to do other things first because of timing. So hang in there with me. We are going to get to it, I promise, because it's my most favorite. Product of the month. If you are spending $75 or more in an order, then you can pick up the item of the month, the product of the month, for $5. The product of the month for this month is called Wild Bunch. It's a very cute stamp set with a penguin and a koala bear and a snail and a Highland cow. So again, if you're turning in those orders and spending over $75, do not forget to get the product of the month. Also, if you are turning in orders quite often, sign up to be a rewards member. You can save 10% off of any order of $20 or more. It kind of works like Kohl's Cash, if you're familiar with that. So say you turn in a $20 order, then your next order that you turn in after that, you're going to have a $2 credit there to use. So again, savings upon savings upon savings. That's the only way to do it. We all live on a budget. I have talked about going to stampinup.com for shopping, because that is where you can see everything. You can see the last chance products, which are the discounted products. They just updated that list June 1st. So that's also where you can see the online exclusives. So there is March. I am going to use the Cutest Crew set today just for the happy birthday. But this came out in March. So I've also been playing with it. I think I'm going to do next weekend's Facebook Live card using it. So far I haven't gotten very far, but this is what I've had on my table. So I was playing this morning. Just a cute, simple, easy card. But I'm going to play some more this week and hopefully come up. I think this is what we're going to be using for next week's Facebook Live. Cutest Crew. I've had it since February, I think. And I haven't gotten to play with it. When I say I'm behind, I'm behind. Okay? So again, that's a March exclusive. There were a lot. I mean, this was super thick. So there was a lot of exclusives that were in this. Some that I still want that I haven't even gotten. The Capturing Smiles, which is a camera one, I want. Then we have the May. So if you don't know, online exclusives come out every other month. So January, March, May, July, September. Are you following me? And then when they don't come out, the last chance list gets updated. So those are every other month. So on the off months, February, April, June, anyway. So if you don't know, I've said it more than once, but this May online exclusives did have the Winnie the Pooh set in it, silly old bear. And I'm telling you, even if you don't love Winnie the Pooh, the sentiments in this set and the labels are amazing. So you'll be seeing a little bit of that. I have it. It's cute, and I can't wait to play with it. Okay, so online July exclusives. We've had a few sneak peeks. I can't show you the inside of that catalog, but I can show you the sneak peeks for it. So these have some holiday products in them. So you know Christmas in July is a big deal. So we've got some Christmas stuff in it. I think this die, this stocking die, is going to make some adorable treat holders. Even if you're not one for the quilting look, I still think this is adorable. It's got this stitched ribbon. It's got some buttons for an embellishment, but the paper has a really cool quilted look. So I think this is going to be a great set. It has a Halloween one in there called Spooky Season. These little ghosts and bats are adorable. They're like little enamel embellishments. Some cute paper. There's also a fall scarecrow in there that's so cute, guys. So cute. So I'm telling you, if you're not looking at the online exclusives, you're missing out. Don't miss out. You're going to be sad. I don't want you to be sad. Okay. The last housekeeping is my card class for July. So the July card class we're going to be using a paper pack called Velvet Meadow and a bundle called All Aflutter. So here's one of the cards. I love, 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 love this paper. This paper has a velvet texture to it. So if you didn't see my unboxing video several videos back, I went over that paper. But I love the bright colors. I love the butterflies. So there is one card. Another card is this card right here, and it's kind of like a bridge card, but it has this window sheet right here, this acetate, and then you open that up, and then you can open this up. So again, beautiful paper, has some great embellishments. I love the berry burst and the bubble bath. It's a very nice color. So that's card 2. And then card 3 just looks like a normal card until you open it up. And then it stands up like so. This one's going to be kind of hard to show you guys, but it's not very hard to make, believe it or not. But isn't that a wow card? I love that card. I love the way it's turned out. And it showcases 4 different pieces of designer series paper that's in that paper pack. So, but you don't have to do a thinking of you sentiment. There are several sentiments to choose from. This class, if you're local, is $15. You get it free if you put in a $15 order with me as your demonstrator. So if you want product, you get the class for free. If you don't want product, you can just pay me the $15 and make the cards and be on your merry way. It doesn't bother me either way. So for July card class, this is a little bit later than usual. It's a busy month with 4th of July. My son's going to be here from Fort Hood. He's in the military, so he's going to be here a couple of weeks. Kind of a lot going on. But July's card class is going to be July 25th from 1 to 4. So, if you're interested, oh, thanks, Mom. I love it. I need to know by June 30th. So, that gives you almost 2.5 weeks to let me know if you can make it. Again, $15. We're going to make these 3 cards. You can do whatever sentiments you want. I've got a library of stamp sets to choose from. And if you don't know, we've made some changes to my household, and my craft room has become a craft classroom. So I will now be hosting classes at my house instead of at my office, which is just right around the corner. It's not very far. So we will have access to everything I own instead of just what I'm taking up to the office to make the cards. So let me know if you're interested. Let me pull these out of the way. We need to get to today's card. It's not hard. Comes together quite easy, but it might be a little bit more time consuming. So it's 4:22. Let me move all the stuff. Bring this back in. Again, Splash and Relax. And again, it's a wow card. It's an interactive card. It opens like this. So, cute, bright, summery. My niece is having a pool party here, so this is going to be a birthday card for her. And I can say that because she doesn't watch my YouTube videos. So, if she does, she watches them incognito and she's never confessed. Okay, so this was a May online exclusive. Again, I am using the sentiment from this one, the happy birthday. This was a March online exclusive. So, Cutest Crew, Splash and Relax, online exclusives. Don't miss out. I'm going to put this over to the side. I have all my paper cut. We are going to use a couple of different packs of paper. One of these is a product of the month paper. This one right here for the inside. I want to say it was like February's product of the month. I liked it because these colors matched with these colors and it kind of looked like waves, like, you know, water moving. So, going to use that. This was called Painted Illusions. It's item 167977. I don't know if they still have that available or not. I was going to check and I totally forgot. But it does coordinate really, really well with this pack of paper. And this is called Beautiful Ordinary Life. And it's item 167553. Looks like this. One side is black and white, the other side is color. You could use blending brushes on this. This is gonna go great with the Winnie the Pooh. A great pool party. Anyway, just some fun. You do get 2 pieces of each piece, so you get a total of 12 pieces of paper, double-sided. And the colors in this, just so you know, are Basic Black, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, Real Red, and Timid Tiger. So I have pulled out some of those colors in cardstock. We're also going to do some ink blending using this pool mask. Now I talked about this pool mask last week when we made our Rolling Waves beach card, and I used the Velvet Meadow pack of paper. This is the same piece. It's got a floral print on the back, but it kind of, when you layer this on top of it, it blends really nicely and makes some great pool paper. So I'm going to show you a little bit of this ink blending real quick. We are going to use Balmy Blue, and we don't want to do this too dark. So we're going to put some Balmy Blue, and we always want to start, I'm going to try to keep this sheet of paper clean underneath me and do it on, so let me put some paper down. Okay, so you want to start off, because you don't want it blotchy. But our masks are really fun to play with. It's kind of just like a stencil. Somebody asked me, you know, what the difference was between a stencil and a mask. And I think it's just what Stampin' Up! Decided to call it. So we're going to do this real quick. We're going to let it dry because we're going to use this paper inside the card to put our floats on. So we want to let it dry. You could tape this down to hold it more in place because it is moving a little bit on me, but I thought this was just kind of a small piece and I didn't really need to worry about that so much. So okay, you could also use that for a cobblestone driveway or a giraffe, just depending on what colors you were to use on this. Now what I'm going to do is just kind of come in here and blend that a little bit more so it's not as stark. I don't like, it's a little bit darker than what I wanted. I don't want there to be as much of a contrast between that actual designer series paper that you see in the back and the pool splotches, I guess is what we're gonna call them. I'm not really sure what you would call that. So I'm just gonna take some ink and I'm just kind of making those pool splotches not as noticeable. I went a little heavy on that mask probably. So I think one more and we'll be done. I do love ink blending. This is very therapeutic to me. But that gives you some dimension, really looks like some pool water. Get as much off, oops, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. My old desk was a lot sturdier than my craft tables, so sorry if you were bouncing there a little bit. Okay, So we're going to put this piece to the side. We need that for the inside of these little squares right here. I am going to start with the inside of this card since I'm going to try to do it this way instead of this way. So we're going to see if it works, and if not, we can fix it and do it the other way. So I have my card base. This is Daffodil Delight. It's a half a piece of 8.5 by 5.5. So, or 8.5 by 11.5. So because it's a half a piece, this measures 8.5 by 5.5. And we've scored it at 4 1/4. So half a sheet of cardstock, and it makes, if you use both pieces, you can get 2 cards, which is why most of the time when people make cards, they make 2 cards at a time. Okay, so Daffodil Delight, and then we're going to take 2 pieces that measure 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to put these on the inside. Again, this is that product of the month paper. Put whatever adhesive floats your pull float. Ha ha ha. I think I'm so funny. Not. Anyway. There's a little crease there in my Daffodil Delight. Don't know what happened, but we'll fix it. Mom, I think Haley is going to love this card. What do you think? And we're gonna put this one right here. Just because it gives us that continuation, you know, where the pink and a little bit of this blue. I do like when papers flow. It really helps your card flow. Okay, so then what we have, let's talk about this piece right here. This piece is 5 by 4, and it's scored on 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here. And then it's scored right in the middle at 2 1/2. And then we've gone diagonal score lines from each of the half marks. So not from the corner of the paper, but from that 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to pull this in my score, my paper trimmer, and kind of again show this to you. So we're going to put it at the 1/2 right here, and we're going to score. And then we're going to use this 1/2 over here, and we're going to score. So you have a 1/2 inch over here and a 1/2 inch over here. And then we're going to score it right here at the middle, which is 2 1/2. So if I go 2 1/2, there's that score line right there. Oh, you guys can't even see. I'm out of the camera. Shucky darns. Here. So sorry. My bad. Okay. So 1/2 inch when you're looking at your score on your paper trimmer on this side, and 1/2 inch on this side. Hopefully you can see those score marks. I think you can. So there's a score mark here and a score mark here. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Okay, then there's a score mark right in the middle at 2 1/2. Right down the middle. So then for your diagonals, we're going to come from the 1/2 inch, so not from the corner, but from your 1/2 inch score line. And we're going to put that in that little trowel, whatever you call it. And then you're going to score it. And then you're going to turn it around, and you're going to do the same thing. Again, from the 1/2 inch side mark down here to the other 1/2 inch. So we're not going corner to corner, we're going from the 1/2 inch in and the 1/2 inch on this side. Does that make sense? Mom, let me know if I have completely confused you or if that makes sense. I think she will love it too. I love it. Good. I'm glad. I think she will. Okay. I think I've made that clear. I hope I've made that clear. You'll probably see it a little bit better when I go to fold this. So on each one of these score lines, so here's the 1/2 inch. You do want to crease these and do it really good with the bone folder. Here's our other 1/2 inch. You want to make sure that those folds are really nice and good. So this is what it looks like right here. Again, 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch on each side. And then we have this score line that is right smack dab in the middle at 2.5. And I am gonna fold that the other way. Okay, and then for these diagonals, let me crease these and get them really good with the bone folder, and then I'll show you what I mean. I'll bring it way up close to the camera. And again, I'm going to fold these both ways because the more of these paper fibers that you break down, yes, I understand, good, the more flexible the card is. Okay, so again, your 1/2 inch, your 1/2 inch on each side, and see how those diagonals go from that mark and not from the corner of the paper. I think you guys can see that. So they go from the 1/2 inch, not the corners. That is the number one. Don't make that mistake. Do not do it from corner to corner. Do it from the 1/2 inch marks. Okay. So this is, you can tell, really flexible, really bendy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to decorate these. So not the triangles that have the crease in the middle, but these two right here. And to do that, what you need is a 2.5 by 2.5 piece of paper. Again, this is that beautiful ordinary paper. Most of this paper is from that pack. And when you want to cut it in a diagonal to make a triangle in half, you just line up each corner in your little trimmer. And I will be honest, when you're doing it from corner to corner, you don't want to start at a corner because you're going to rip your paper. If you start in the middle and then go out, then you don't get a rip in your paper. So, little tip trick there. Let's go ahead and put these down. Maybe if my paper will turn. Good gracious. All sorts of issues. So again, not in the one that has the score marks, but in the ones that I'm trying to see. I'm going to do it this way. I like the looks of this side better. Got a little. I am going to change my paper cutter trimmer, I promise. Jeez. It doesn't take but a few seconds. And it's like I'm trying to hang on to it for every bit I can, I guess. I don't know. I'm being stubborn. Me stubborn? No, never. My mom's like, yeah, very stubborn. Love you, Mom. Okay. So here's our other triangle. And again, I'm going to take my little, this is an adhesive eraser, but here lately I've been using it to get all my pieces, make my paper smooth, because I got to change my paper cutter. Enough about that. Okay, so we're going to put that on here as straight as possible. And then what we're going to do, this is going to go down like this. And again, like I said, Mom, I don't know if you were here at the very beginning of this or not, but I'm going to try to do this card horizontal instead of vertical. So we're going to see if this works. I think it will. I wouldn't understand why it wouldn't. So we're going to give it a shot, which is why we're not decorating the front of it first. Because I want to make sure that we can open it like this instead of like this. But I think it should work. It should be fine. Okay. So it's gonna go like this, and that crease is in the wrong spot, so it's not gonna work like that. I should have put that crease. That crease needs to go inside that crease. Okay, so it's not gonna work. Okay, let's just go back to the first version. I'll have to crease that mechanism for that to have worked, because this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the thing like this, but I want these two pieces right here on top and on bottom instead of on the sides, which I guess doesn't really matter. Here, we're gonna go ahead and do it this way. Why not? We'll see what we like. I would love to have this template. Hey Teresa, how are you? It's very easy. My friend Sherry Vick, my downline, showed this fold to me and I was like, what? I had never seen anything like this. I was like, that looks complicated. And she's like, Shauna, it's not. If I can do it, you can do it. And it's not. It is so easy. So we're gonna take some tear and tape, put it on each side of our 1/2 inch side, and then I'm gonna go ahead and flip my card this way. We're going to center this, so we're gonna put this score line right here in this score line. I really, really, really wanted it to go like this, but the mechanism is not gonna work this way. It's gotta be this way. So I'll have to work on that part of it, Teresa. So we're just going to do it this way, and I think it'll still work either way. We're going to center this, and we're going to put that down. Hopefully I'm centered. I'm not really centered. I'm a little cockeyed. Oh, that's okay. That's what happens when I'm coming from a side view and not an eagle view like you guys are. Okay. And then what you're going to take is 2 pieces that are 5 by 2.5. And you're going to score those right in the middle at 2.5. I don't even know what this fun fold is called, Teresa. I need to ask my friend Sherry what it's called. I don't even know. So these pieces are gonna go right here. And really, I wanted them to go like this. I wanted it to look like this when you opened it. Like, anyway. So I'll have to work on that part because the crease is in the wrong spot. But that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Tombow Mono green glue, green cap glue. And you're going to get it in these triangles, but you do not want to get it close to the crease. So you don't want it close to that crease. So you're going to do that on all your triangles. And then you're going to come in here and you're going to put this crease right here on top of this, on this crease right here. So you're just making your score lines the same. So you see this score line goes all the way, they just match up. So we're going to hold that for a second. We're going to come in here and we're going to do the same thing. Match up our score lines. Now you do not want to get the X that's in the middle of the paper. In fact, I could probably just pull that down just a tad. It is super fun. Yes. Hi Bear, I'm good. Catching up on whatever I've missed for the past few weeks. Oh, Teresa, I'm so far behind in the Stampin' Up world. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, so then you can see it just closes up like that. That's all there is to it, guys. I am still like trying to work things because of the way that they have done the new catalogs and everything, Teresa. Things are coming out and rolling out much faster than what they used to, than what I'm used to. And so I can't keep up. Like, I'm just now using the March online exclusives. I don't know if you're having that problem, but I may have to stop getting paper pumpkins for a little while just so I can catch up. Okay, I'm going to bring in my trimmer and I'm going to take this this piece of designer series paper that we made to look like a pool with the mask. That's what I'm trying to say. And since this is 4x4, I'm going to cut this in half at 2. And then I'm going to cut both of these in half at 2. So basically I'm making 1 inch or 2 inch squares. Not 1 inch, 2 inch. I am so far behind. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Jeez. Did you take advantage of the free shipping? I did. Anytime I can save. Yes, thank you, Stampin' Up. We're going to put adhesive on the backs of these. This is using, again, that Velvet Meadow Designer Series paper, which I know is quite strange. But it makes great pool paper. If I would have had the beach boardwalk, which I think you do, Teresa, if I remember correctly, the beach boardwalk pool paper would be perfect for this. But I did not get that. I thought you did. I remember you doing that. Okay. So I'm just going to, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. I almost forgot. I need to stamp on 2 of these. Okay. And I should have kept these in order. Let's see if I can. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Okay. I need to stamp the Wishing Happiness Floats Your Way and the Happy Birthday. So again, the Happy Birthday is going to come from the Cutest Crew, which is a March online exclusive. And I'm going to stamp this in Pretty Peacock. That's the wrong one. Happy Birthday. And then I'm going to do the Wishing Happiness Floats Your Way from Splash and Relax, which is a May online exclusive. Again, Pretty Peacock, just because it matches the paper. We are using some Product of the Month paper. I think that was from February, Teresa, and the Beautiful Ordinary, which is in the catalog. I think that's the name of it. Okay. And I already, let's go ahead and stamp our pool floats as well. Got some not Whisper White, Basic White. I'm always going to call it that. And I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. And this is in the Splash and Relax. And there are 2 different stamps here. The one like this you want in the darker ink, and the one like this you want in the lighter ink. This is the one that you want in the darker ink. So we're going to do second generation stamping, and we're going to stamp off. So I've got my little scratch piece of paper here. Again, this is Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp this. And then I'm going to come back in here and try not to get my fingers in it. And I'm not going to stamp off on this one. I'm going to try to line this up. I think it is easier to line up if you stamp the dark first, to be honest. Not too bad. Okay. And then I'm going to do another one in Granny Apple Green and Lemon Lime Twist. So I'm going to grab my chamois real quick, clean these off, I'm going to go ahead and stamp just to make sure. Sometimes, because these chamois get really kind of nasty in the middle, you can wash them, by the way. I'm just making sure that it didn't pick up any of that dirty residue. I didn't pick up dirty residue, but I have glue or something on there. I don't know. Okay, so let me show you. I think it is easier. Let's do this the backwards way. I'm going to put down my dark color first. So the Granny Apple Green. I just think it's easier to line up. Stamp this one. And then I'm going to come in here and do my lemon lime twist, which is the lighter one. And you can just see the darker color better through the photopolymer stamp. I think you just get a better impression. Okay. Close both of these before I get ink everywhere. And then I have to die cut these out. And I do have my die cut machine over here to the side. Again, if you get the bundle, they have die cuts that cut these items out. So your flip-flops and your sunglasses, a little sun visor, a little cup, a suntan lotion bottle. Here's one for the beach ball, and then here's one for the lifesaver, which, let me do this. Again, I moved my die cutting machine off my table because these craft tables are a little bit more wobbly. So I'm just doing this off to the side. Bear with me a second. You guys have seen me die cut 100 gajillion times, so you probably do not need to see me die cut anymore. Mom, it's killing me that this pool, the sun, is out and about. Shining bright right now. There's that one. And let me do the Flirty Flamingo one. I don't know if that's a sign that maybe I should go back to scheduling my lives in the morning and then using the pool in the afternoon. Running it through. The cracking of the plates is normal. There's that one. I have most of these die cut pieces already cut out. Here's the way the visor looks. And that is Lost Lagoon that I used on that. And I used the two-toned color cardstock, the scrapbooking paper, just because you could get the lighter and the darker out of the same piece of paper. I did the same thing for the flip-flops. So you could use the darker piece or flip it over and do the lighter piece with the toe piece. So there's that one. I'm in here trying to grab these little bitty handles for the pull floats. Okay. Grab my green glue again. And again, I just have this in more of a precision tip bottle. Actually, I'm gonna stick it on these. That's probably less messy. Ooh, that is way too much. That came out fast. And that is why I don't like the green capped applicator, because it comes out too fast. And if you know me, I make a mess of this glue every stinking time. I am not, it has its place in the world. I'm not saying that it's bad glue. It's great glue. I'm just not a fan of it because I get it on everything and then I get it on my fingers and then my fingers start to stick together. Yada, yada, yada. I'm going to take some tweezers. I'm going to flip this over and put these handles on my float. See, I get my hands all in it. It never fails. I should be using my silicone mat, but I've already hit it. It's right there in front of my eyeballs. Okay, so there's one. Put the handle on this other one. Okay. It's sticking to me. Just finished my alternate paper pumpkin cards from Lakeside Retreat. Hey, did you see all the cards that I did out of that, Teresa? I did I want to say like almost 40 cards. I loved that kit. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So I'm going to put one of these pull floats right here. I just now saw that for some reason. Girl, your downline must be an engineer. I missed a whole bunch of comments from you. What in the world? She is a smarty patootie. I will have to agree. And I'm not sure if she found it online or what. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. Okay. So now all we got to do is come in here and put these pieces. So I'm going to put the happy birthday down here. Actually, no. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and keep it as a horizontal card. I really wished my flaps, these would be this way and this way, but the score's not in the right place and that's okay. I can fix that. I'll have to rethink that. I'll put this one here. Wishing happiness floats your way. Put the green inner tube up here. And this one, the flirty flamingo, down here. Okay, so let me get that back where it's going to close. Okay, so now when you open it, we're going to open it this way. And the more you do it, the more it will. Good. I was about to tell you, I'm glad you're keeping it that way. Mom, I just about messed it up. Because see, I even cut my paper for the waves to be going this way instead of the waves to be going that way. So, but does it make sense that I wanted like this piece right here turned around and this piece right here turned around? But that's okay. She'll never know the difference. I'll have to work on that though, because that's going to keep me up at night. Okay, now let's do the front. So again, back to this wonderful pack of paper. This is the majority of the paper that we're using from this pack right here called the Beautiful Ordinary Life. And let's close this up. We're going to turn it this way. So I'm going to grab this striped piece right here if I can get my hands on it. This is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. So we're going to turn it that way. And I'm going to go ahead and just lay this all together before I put it on here. Here's the polka dot pool party piece. This is 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. Yeah, I think it works either way. It does work either way. I just think it would be more eye-pleasing if this center, this was turned this way, like to just rotate this. And then this one would rotate this way to where it was this way and this way instead of it being this way and this way. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. I'm probably speaking gibberish. Okay, I'm going to use my grid paper over here so that we can line this up. I'm just trying to get it even with these lines right here so that I can use. So this one is going to be 1 3/4, 1 3/4. Hopefully that makes sense. This one is my middle line, middle of my paper. So I'm going to lay this down, trying to get equal amount of stripes on either side. And I've got glue on my hands. Okay. And then we're going to take these little pieces. So again, Daffodil Delight, basic white. There's 4 of each. The basic white squares are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, and the Daffodil Delight is 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. 4 of each. And I don't know why I said 4 of each. There should only be 3. Apparently, Shauna was being an overachiever a week ago. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, put some adhesive on these. I only needed 3 of each, not 4. Oh my gosh, it's 5:08. Wow. I knew I would go over on time. I didn't think I'd go over that much. I'm just not a quick person, apparently. I think I have the gift of gab. I gab too much. Okay. So 3 of each, not 4. And we're going to, again, I'm going to use my grid paper. And I'm going to put these I'm going to kind of lay them out just so I can get a good read on this. Make sure that I have. I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch in between each square. And again, you guys have the eagle view, not me, so keep that in mind. Maybe it'll be easier. It's easier if I turn it this way. So let me turn it this way for now. I think that's pretty good. It doesn't have to be exact. Again, it's homemade. Okay. Try to get that spacing on the sides even. My polka dots are kind of throwing me off because my polka dots aren't even. The gift of gab makes it entertaining. I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad you feel that way, Bob. Because I'm sure some people are like, would you just get on with the show, man? Teresa's probably gone. She's probably like, Shauna, this is too much. Okay. Feel like those are pretty well, it was pretty lined up. That needs to come up a little bit. Okay, let me get all these little pieces of adhesive that are now on my paper because there's adhesive on my fingers from that glue. Okay. Got all of our little boxes. Now we can turn it this way. And we're gonna do our sunglasses and our flip-flops. Well, that one's not a good one. And I think I'm gonna turn these with the lighter color. Again, this is the two-toned cardstock, the scrapbooking paper, the 12 by 12. This, okay. Back to the green capped glue. Okay. And I don't know if you can tell, but on these pieces, this one curves out and this one just kind of makes like an arrow. It's more structured where this one is more round. So this round matches this round on the flip-flop. So there's definitely a right and wrong direction to these little flip-flops. So you want to make sure that the rounder part, not the crisper angle, but the rounder part is on the rounder part of your flip-flop. I might put a couple of little gemstones on the top of those. That would be cute. And there is a right and wrong to the sunglasses too. Let me lay these on here and you can tell. So again, more of a rounder up here and more of a angled down there, if you can tell. Okay. And then last but not least is the beach ball. I do already have it die cut, so hopefully I can stamp on it easily. So let's try. I'm using the Daffodil Delight. And this kind of works. So I didn't end up using the sun visor. I didn't like the looks of it. I did play around with it. Where is, this one is kind of like the Lifesaver ring, the float. So you've got two stamps. Again, the darker is in this one, and then the lighter is in this one. So I'm gonna bring back in my scratch paper, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the darker, so the full strength. And then do the second generation, which is where we ink it up, we stamp off, and then line this up. How do we do? Yeah, pretty good. It's a little off, but that's okay. So now we're going to glue all of these down. Wow, such details. Yes. I tried to have everything kind of pre-die cut and all the measurements done. Ooh, almost did it again, Mom. Got to remember that I'm making this horizontal and not vertical. Okay, and I'm gonna get these, let me lay these on here real quick so that I can kind of get the placement. These barely fit in that square. Okay, so let's put that one there. Do you see the details to this flip-flop? The little cuts and slits inside of them? I think that's funny. Okay, I think I had this one like this, kind of down, and then this one. You can really see it on the darker side. Turn your card. Yes, Mom, yes. I almost didn't. Can Shauna not mess up this card? Dun 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 dun. That's what happens when I'm looking at the other one for. Okay, so now we're going to take this 1.5 by 4, not 1.5, a half wide by 4 long. Not 1.5, half. And it's Lost Lagoon, which is another color that's in this paper right here. So, and we're going to stamp our saying on here. And this is, it's a day, it's your day to make a splash. And again, I'm going to come in here with that darker Pretty Peacock. Get this straight, Try to stamp it in the middle. I just love this bundle. It's your day to make a splash. Oh yeah, it is, Haley. It's your day. And then I'm going to come in with my banner punch. Now you could definitely do the same thing and just take your scissors and make a slit here and cut and cut. Actually, I could do that. Here, let's just show you. Where are my scissors? Where are my paper snips? Reaching across the camera, sorry. Okay, so if I come in here in the middle, just snip, snip. Do the other side. You could do it that way. My only problem with this way is I don't get it even sometimes. There, that's not bad. And I'm a perfectionist, so I always use that. But if you don't have that, because that is an old punch, you can do your own banner punch. So. Oh no, I'm out of, okay. Hold on. Let me grab my, Stampin' Up! Tape runner. My Stampin' seal. Okay. So we're gonna close this. I'm gonna put this on here like this, and again, it's just kind of centered. And then I'm thinking you could either, I don't know, Mom, what do we think? Do we like it up here at the top, or do we, I kind of like it down at the bottom. Never mind. You don't get to help me decide, sorry. Beautiful, thank you. I'm using my mini dimensionals because I am popping it up. Sorry that this card has taken almost an hour and a half. Wow, jeez. Crazy, crazy. See if I can put my sentiment up the right way. And I think I'm going to put that line right there in the middle of that banner. So then, it's your day to make a splash. Wishing happiness floats your way. Happy birthday! See, I don't know. What do we think? Do we like it vertical or horizontal? To me, my eye likes horizontal for some reason. And I am just going to go ahead, since we're over, we're just already over, right? I mean, where are my little... I'm going to grab some bling. My little... Oh, I have some right here. We'll put one here. Because who doesn't like a little bit of rhinestones on their flip-flops, right? I mean, yes, please. I mean, how did I miss that? Mom, what do you think? Horizontal or vertical? All right, guys, we're done. We're done. But I am going to figure out how to make that diagonal work better so that these pieces go this way and this piece down here goes this way. I like it better like that, where it's top bottom instead of sideways and sideways. Top, bottom. I like horizontal. Yep, bling those flip-flops. I think Haley's gonna love it. All right. Thank you so much for spending the last hour and a half with me. I apologize. I thought it was gonna go much faster, but you know, sometimes a good card just takes a little bit longer than a regular card. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you back here next weekend, probably the same time, Sunday at 4 o'clock. If for some reason it changes, I will let you guys know in advance. And then if you're interested in my July card class, don't forget to send me a private message, email me, call me, whichever way it's easier for you to get a hold of me. Talk to you guys later. You're welcome, Mom. Have a good one. Bye.